Howdy and good evening, UB2B. UB2B, okay, let's start Twitch. And good evening, Twitch. How are you today? Type something in chat so that I know that somebody's here already. Okay, let's set some imaginary goals which are never triggered. All right. Okay, that should work. Iceblade, welcome in. Pop my chat out on that screen. Good. Let me see if I can reach Twitch chat. Okay, Twitch chat. Pop that out as well. Good. Good. How do I increase? There we go. Bigger fonts. Okay. How are you doing? Golga Katani, welcome in. Welcome in. I wanted to show something. We go to my other screen here and let's start with my web page. Okay. Okay. Should be pretty visible as this Zoom. So as I wrote on my YouTube post, I have been working a little bit overtime on the design of my, I guess, branding, if you could say that. So the Linux Renaissance is going to be this font over here. You press F12 and zoom in on the font, you will see that the font is called Frances. This one is Frances as well, while the one that is like for reading the text, this one is Newsreader, and for the navigation, IBM Plex Sans. And I don't suppose that you really care about this, but the goal of these tiny little details is that over time, people who come back to any of my content, whether it's my web page or the on my pointer here, so whether they go to the forum or my PeerTube videos, they will eventually start remembering the look and feel of the site, like the colors, the background. It has also a light background. If you're coming with a browser that is set to light, it will show you the light version. That is also in tune with the dark one, but the opposite. But yeah, I mean, as the hat is like the something. Oh, I didn't see a new guy. So this is a bit difficult for me to read. Sopel Peter, and I really hope that's fine. And yes, good evening to you as well, Mr. Peter. But yeah, as the hat is like the signature of this channel, so should some of the colors be, and the fonts and overall design. So if you are into my blog posts, I have, oh sorry, wrong button, posts are here. If you are into my blog posts, they kind of add some more value to my videos. So if you have already seen my video titled I have a do-it-yourself steam machine, but I'm buying valves anyway, you can also read this 3-minute blog post here. I think it says 3 minutes. Yeah. And this is where I have shown a little bit more about what I meant with that video, because when I'm recording my videos, at least the talking head ones, right? Not the technical ones, the how-to ones, but the opinionated videos, the opinion videos. These are usually like one-take videos without any kind of scripting, and sometimes it's not really possible to get out of my system everything that I wanted to say. I do have things that I want to say, but I don't have any notes with me when I do this, so some things kind of get forgotten, and maybe maybe the entire video doesn't reflect what I later actually write in the text. So it could be a good thing to check out some of my texts as well. Also, if you go to the video tab, why is this white? Okay, that should be considered a bug. That should be considered a bug, because this theme should have been dark because my browser is dark. But never mind. I'm gonna fix that tomorrow. Yeah, if you're not into YouTube, you can check out all of my videos on watch.linuxrenaissance.com. This is my PeerTube website, and here basically check out that for a second. You can check out all of my videos here, right? Also leave a comment as well. And the most important thing that I have been doing for the past couple of weeks has been this forum here. Of course, the address is forum.linuxrenaissance.com, and in here you will find LPIC1 category, and today's lesson is customizing and writing simple scripts. We're going to start any minute now. After we are finished with today's lesson, there will be a little bit of homework here. So make sure to create a account on this forum. If you don't feel like creating a completely new account, you can do forum. You can do sign up here and just log in with Discord ID if you already have it, or GitHub or Patreon. Patreon may be a little bit special in the near future, because it could make you appear a little bit different on my forum, but for now it doesn't really matter. If you go back to LPIC1 category, anything from the previous lessons, like lesson 3, you will see some homework 1, homework 2 over here. Iceblade already checking in on his answers and stuff like that. So the idea is there should be a little bit more conversation. Also, I didn't want to search the, so there will be some live chat here on the forum, but it's not that used just yet, but it does exist. Anyways, I think this will be all for now. Go ahead and press. This is the beginning, isn't it? Yep. The beginning of this lesson. Fire up this well. Where's the chat? Oh, who said that? Who said that? YouTube. Why didn't I see it on YouTube? Dobra večer, gospodine Crveni šešir. I can't read the name because it's blue. Oh, that's automatically translated. How really is that? Why did that get translated? Huh. Okay, I have never seen a live translation before. Interesting. Check this out. Like when I go with my mouse here, it gets translated to Croatian. Huh. I mean, it's probably in Croatian in original, but it got translated to English for me. That was fun. Okie dokie. You don't see it as English? I see it when I go with my mouse over it, so that's kind of interesting. I wasn't checking the chat on the live stream. That one, I have two other chats on my side monitor because this one above sometimes doesn't show everything. So I decided to have different chats on the side. Okay. That's too distracting. Sorry about that. I thought it would be cool. Customize or write simple scripts. Use standard Bourne shell syntax, loops, tests, command substitutions. We already know that. Test return values for success or failure or other information provided by a command. This room is really warm and the rain is falling outside. I'm not sure how to fix this for my body. If you can hear too much of the rain or the cars, let me know and I will try to see what I can do about it. But the humidity is at 100% here, so it's a little bit shit. Okay. I think you already read that, so let's go ahead and do something. And lubricant first. The Linux shell environment allows the use of files called scripts containing commands from any available program in the system combined with shell built-in commands to automate a user's and or system's custom tasks. Indeed, many of the operating system maintenance tasks are performed by scripts consisting of sequences of commands, so nothing new here. Decision structures and conditional loops. Although scripts are most of the time intended for tasks related to the operating system itself, they are also useful for the user-oriented tasks like mass renaming of files, data collecting and parsing, or any otherwise repetitive command line activities. So just as a really, really small example, let me show you what I did yesterday, or was it today? I don't know. No, it's 10. This one. Yes. Okay, so this is my web server, my new web server since yesterday, I think. And I am currently I logged in as user Dart, and see here you will find one small script And if we check it out, actually, let's edit it so we get some colors. Okay, so there is nothing truly special here, but generally we go to this folder, we talk some Git language here, and basically we just check if anything has changed on the GitHub. Well, at least that's where this folder is hosted. If there is anything new, then Hugo, the static website generator, will be run, and that's about it. So the way I do my web pages, the ones that I have showed you earlier, the blog ones, the way I do that is basically I go to programming. Let me do that a little bit. Programming, website, and in here you will find my Hugo is a static website generator. So if you have ever played with dynamic web pages such as WordPress, you know how that works. You install the WordPress software on your website. It requires a database, it requires a PHP, and you have an account on your WordPress and you log in via the web browser. You press the button like create a new blog post. Yeah, exactly. You create a new blog post, and then the WordPress software puts it inside of the database, and when the visitor comes, then a website is generated for the visitor by extracting stuff from the database. One of the downsides of this system is SQL injection, and this is what it comes down to is making software good enough so that there aren't any remote security holes. Sometimes they find new holes, sometimes they don't, but it happens, right? The difference with static websites is that you only serve static HTML content. So it's not really possible that someone can SQL attack your website because there isn't any SQL, there isn't any PHP. It's just literally a plain HTML document which either gets loaded or not loaded. But if you would make HTML static documents by hand, that would be very tedious job. And that's what Hugo and similar programs do. Those are static website generators. You create a template for them, for Hugo, once, and inside the template, you design what your website will look like in the end. And when you need to write a new blog post, all you need to do is nano, so let's say Steam machine. So that is one of my posts. There is nothing here, nothing really difficult here. You have the title, you have the date, the description, some tags, PeerTube ID, which will be presented as a PeerTube video, right? And there is the text here, and that's it. You make a blog post, and you run Hugo in your root folder, and Hugo like compiles your source code, your MD files mixed up with the template into the end result. That's about it. What I do is I just copy one of these existing files, I change the content and make it a new blog post. And when I'm done, I go to the root folder on my master and I make the command like git add everything and then git commit something, and it says, okay, I have added these new files. And then I just do git push, and why didn't this... Something is broken here. I'm not gonna debug here, but generally on git push, it goes to the GitHub, and once it is on GitHub, then this script runs in the cron tab every 5 minutes and checks if there is anything new on GitHub. If there is, it pulls the changes, uses Hugo. This is running on my web server, right? So my web server uses Hugo to compile my new source code of the web page and publishes that, and that's it. You can immediately see it on my website. So that's a very small and easy way to automate stuff, right? It's nothing really special about it, but it is scripting for sure. Git push origin main, maybe. Nope. Something is broken. Something is broken here. No. Which host am I on? I'm on localhost. I have had some changes here. Git. What the hell happened here? It doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Let's go and git remote. I'm not sure what I did because git push worked until now without asking me any bullshit questions. So let's do it like this. Yeah, I was starting to do that, but where's my web browser? Repo clone. Okay, I keep forgetting that command. So clone it again. I mean, it's up to date on GitHub, so all fine. Let's go and no. I'm just thinking that this may be a little bit of a waste of time. All I wanted to show you is how the script works, and the script definitely does work. So the whole Hugo thing is really not that relevant. The today's lesson is about scripting, so I'm just gonna stay on topic and continue reading from here. So if you need more like what the hells, feel free to interrupt me and we'll do some what the hells. That's fine. Scripts are nothing more than text files that behave like programs. An actual program, the interpreter, reads and executes the instructions listed in the script file. The interpreter can also start an interactive session where commands, including scripts, are read or read and executed as they are entered, as is the case with Linux shell sessions. Script files can group those instructions and commands when they grow too complex to be implemented as an alias or a custom shell function. Furthermore, script files can be maintained like conventional programs, and being just text files, they can be created and modified with any simple text editor. So about the structure and the execution. Basically, a script file is an ordered sequence of commands that must be executed by a corresponding command interpreter. Let's say bash. How an interpreter reads a script file varies, and there are distinct ways of doing so in bash shell session. But the default interpreter for a script file will be the one indicated in the first line of the script just after the characters shebang. In a script with instructions for the bash shell, the first line should be shebang bin bash. By indicating this line, the interpreter for all of the instructions in the file will be the bash interpreter, except for the first line. All other lines starting with the hash character will be ignored, so they can be used to place reminders and comments. Blank lines are also ignored. A very concise shell script file can therefore be written as follows. By the way, let me just check how is my server doing. We are now at 431 days without any battery backup, so that's kind of fun. I almost feel sorry for upgrading anything on that server, honestly. Shebang bin bash. This is a very simple script. Echo something and the date. This script has only two instructions for the bin bash interpreter, the built-in command echo and the command date. The most basic way to run a script file is to execute the interpreter with the script path as the argument. So assuming the previous example was saved in a script file named script.sh, in the current directory, it will be read and interpreted by bash with the following command. So that was something that we have already been doing previously, and it doesn't really require the script to be executable. Thank you for the hearts. Script. Okay, script.sh, and that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Save it, and the bash script. Okay, and the current time is what it is, and it's in the new line. Why is it in new line? I actually thought it won't go into the new line. Iceblade says, not sure why date works since we don't tell it to echo number in the terminal. Well, if you type the date command, you get the date output. So that's all the script does. It calls the date program, and the date program outputs whatever it outputs, you know. So that's what the shell script does. It calls a date program. Yeah, it's a program. You can call it a command, but actually it is a hard compiled program. The thing that kind of confused me is why did it go to the new line? No. I mean, it should go to the new line, but I really thought that it will not do that. We are going to get to the why did I think that it will not go to the new line. Command echo will automatically add a new line after displaying the content, but the option -n will suppress this behavior. Okay. That's what it was missing for me. I didn't know that. I thought that the default behavior is to not go into the new line. Okay. Icebase says date is a program, so it executes after echo is done. So auto new line. What it says here, right? So the fact that echo needs a special switch in order to not go into the new line is what we needed to get this explained. Because in a lot of cases you want to add the \n to force the script to go to the new line, but in this case it's the other way around. Golga Katani says for past new line use print f, and Rootlex says because echo prints the new line by default. Okay, so this is something worth remembering. Although not required, the suffix .sh helps to identify shell scripts when listing and searching for files. So this is one of the things about Linux or Unix or any POSIX, I suppose, style operating system, is when some of my Windows friends ask me like how do you know which file is executable, like which extension of the file is executable on Linux, and I say none, doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, some programs prefer to have the extensions, so it's easier for them to understand that this is in fact a file to be opened by them. You know, the GIMP files, text files, images, videos. But like executables usually just have the executable bit, and that's all what it takes to for any kind of file to be executed. Bash will call whatever command is indicated after the shebang as the interpreter for the script file. It may be useful, for example, to employ the shebang for other scripting languages like Python or Perl or AVG. Rootlex says, funny enough, extensions doesn't matter under Windows as well, at least for the system itself. It's UI which limits it to .exe files. That I actually didn't know. Thank you. That may be worth remembering as well. If the script file is intended to be executed by other users in the system, it is important to check if the proper reading permissions are set. The command change mod o plus r script.sh will give reading permission to all users in the system, allowing them to execute script.sh by placing the path to the script file as the argument of the command bash. So if you remember from previous lessons, I think from the last year, other read, right? So there are three types of users in terms of what permissions can do. Owner, group, and other. So O is everyone else that doesn't fit in the group owner or the group that is the owner of the file. So basically everyone else, and give them read permissions. Alternatively, the script file may have the execution bit permission set, so the file can be executed as a conventional command. The execution bit is activated on the script file with the command change mod plus X. With the execution bit enabled, the script file named script.sh in the current directory can be executed directly with the command /script.sh, and then scripts placed in the directory listed in the path environment variable will be also accessible without their complete path. If you do it like this, then the shebang in the first line is extra important because you're not telling the system which interpreter should. So the shebang will then decide which interpreter is going to interpret. A script performing restricted actions may have its suid permission activated, so ordinary users can also run the script with root privileges. In this case, it is very important to ensure that no user other than the root has the permission to write in the file. Otherwise, an ordinary user could modify the file to perform arbitrary and potentially harmful operations. I'm not sure what the PDF is planning, but when you put suid on the script, I'm not entirely sure that the contents of the script will actually be executed as root. But let's read on and see where this guides us. The placement and indentation of commands in script files are not too rigid. Every line in a shell script will be executed as an ordinary shell command. This explains something that bothered Iceblade before. In the same sequence as the line appears in the script file, and the same rules that apply to the shell prompt also apply to each script line individually. It is possible to place two or more commands in the same line, separated by semicolons, of course. Okay, so I don't think that it is very important to demo this from the previous lesson. I'm sure that everyone understands that this separator here separates two completely solo commands. Although this format might be convenient at times, its usage is optional, as sequential commands can be placed one command per line and they will be executed just as they were separated by semicolons. In other words, the semicolon can be replaced by a new line character in bash script files. Rootlex says suid doesn't work on scripts because they are not executed directly. Give me just a second to catch some breath. I don't know what's wrong with me today, but I really don't feel like they would say 100%. Let's see what my phone says about the humidity. Ah, only 72. It's not that warm. It's like 24 degrees and raining, but it felt more humid than the than my phone says. So I don't know. I feel like hard to explain. I feel like I should lie down or something, you know. I'm not gonna bail out on you, but I will take a couple of breaks from talking, if you don't mind. Short ones. Did you forget to charge yourself today? When a script is executed, the commands contained therein are not executed directly in the current session, but instead they are executed by a new bash process called a subshell. It prevents the script from overwriting the current session environment variables and from leaving unattended modifications in the current session. Rutlex is asking maybe we should move to Saturday so that when we go late in the night, we don't have to work a day following. That's an okay proposal. Let me make can I do a I don't know how to do that. I think someone followed me, right? Just subscribed. Yeah, thank you very much. How do you feel about okay. If the goal is to run the script's contents in the current shell session, then it should be executed with source script.sh or dot space script.sh. Also something that we learned in the past few lessons. Note that there is a space. Okie dokie. As it happens with the execution of any other command, the shell prompt will only be available again when the script ends its execution, and its exit status code will be available in the question mark variable. To change this behavior, so the current shell also ends when the script ends, the script or any other command can be preceded by an exec command. This command will also replace the exit status code of the current shell session with its own. Let me just try that. Exec script.sh. Oh, sorry. Doesn't work this way? What did I do wrong? Oh, okay. I didn't really think that dot slash is required if the exec is in front. Apparently, yes. Let's log in back in. Good. Golga Katani says, yeah, I realize I missed it, but when you do bash and the script name, then the dot slash doesn't matter. So I figured if we are telling it to exec, maybe it doesn't need it. What's the point of exec then? It says here, blah, 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 blah. If you want the current shell also to end when the script ends, the script can be preceded by exec command. Which edit, yeah. Variables. Variables in shell scripts, exec basically replaces the shell with what you run. Variables in shell scripts behave in the same way as in interactive sessions, given that the interpreter is the same. For example, the format solution equals 42 without spaces around the equal sign. We'll assign the value 42 to the variable named solution. We already know this. By convention, uppercase letters are used for variable names, but it is not mandatory. Variable names can not, however, start with non-alphabetical characters. In addition to the ordinary variables created by the user, bash scripts also have a set of special variables called parameters. Unlike ordinary variables, parameter names start with a non-alphabetical characters that designates its function. Rootlex says it is not the shell which terminates after command finishes. Shell doesn't exist as a process by then. Okay, so to put that into content, I cannot say anything else than what Rootlex already wrote. So exec replaces the current shell. So once the script exits, there isn't any shell anymore. Arguments passed to a script and other useful information are stored in parameters like $0, $star, question mark, etc., where the character following the dollar sign indicates the information to be fetched. Let me just ask my wife if there is any food, because I feel like asking this question. Okay. I asked if there is something to eat. Did I not eat? I ate lunch at 3 o'clock. That wasn't that long ago. 5 hours ago. I should be fine after 5 hours. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna slow down when I feel like my breath isn't catching up properly, and it will be okay. Oh, she already replied to me like, nope. $. All the arguments passed to the script. This is fairly easy to remember if you think about arguments being $1, $2, $3. So why not use the star for all of them? I think that's a fairly good way to remember this. $at all the arguments passed to the script if used with double quotes, as in $at in double quotes, every argument will be enclosed by double quotes. $hash, the number of arguments, so quantity. $0, the name of the script file. I believe that you remember this one. We actually used it in one of the tables. You remember tables from the from previous lessons in the end of the lesson, which we fill up. $! The process ID of the last executed program. $, process ID of the current shell. $, numerical exit status code of the last finished command. For POSIX standard processes, a numerical value of 0 means that the last command was successfully executed, which also applies to shell scripts. A positional parameter is a parameter denoted by one or more digits other than the single digit 0. For example, the variable $1 corresponds to the first argument given to the script, positional parameter 1. $2, positional parameter 2. If the position of the parameter is greater than 9, it must be referenced with curly braces, as in curly braces 10. Ordinary variables, on the other hand, are intended to store manually inserted values or the output generated by other commands. Command read, for example, can be used inside the script to ask the user for input during script execution. Do you want to continue? Read the answer. The returned value will be stored in the answer variable. If the name of the variable is not supplied, the variable name reply will be used as default. It is also possible to use command read to read more than one variable simultaneously. Type your first name and the last name. Read name, surname. In this case, each space-separated term will be assigned to the variable name and surname, respectively. If the number of given terms is greater than the number of variables, the exceeding terms will be stored in the last variable. Read itself can display the message to the user with option -p, making the echo command redundant in this case. So p would be print, I assume. And if you type the name, surname, like if you have two names and one surname, then your second and the third word will end up in the surname variable. Read -p, name, surname. Scripts performing system tasks will often require information provided by other programs. The backtick notation can be used to store the output of a command in a variable. Operating system equals under backticks uname -o. So the result of this command will end up as a string inside this variable here. One of the really neat, cool, and practical way to use the backticks is something that I use quite frequently. For example, what was that command? The date, right? So you have no idea where the date program is located on your file system. Now you know, but we are now pretending that we don't know where it is. And you don't really care where it is, but you'd want to find out what are the is it executable? Can other users read it, write it? Okay. So what you could do is ls-la and then do the backtick and which date. So we are substituting the result of the which date command and feeding that result back into the ls command. Okay, so in the end we are getting the result ls-la/user/bin/date. I hope this makes sense, and I really think this is practical. You could do the which date first and then copy paste that result with your mouse. You know, it's legit way of doing things, but this is like skipping one step. Nobody has anything to say in the chat, so I think you like it. In the example, the output of command uname -o will be stored in the OS variable. An identical result will be produced with $parentheses. The length of a variable, that is the quantity of characters it contains, is returned by prepending a hash before the name of the variable. This feature, however, requires the use of the curly braces syntax to indicate the variable. Operating system 0, 1, 40, 47. You know, YouTube is being very hello 014047. YouTube is being very glitchy today with translation because look at this. Look at this. So this character before hi is telling me that this line has been translated to English from another language. And when I go with my mouse, I get the original message. So in another language, he said hi, but in English, it's hi. I speak Holy See. Okay. Is your browser auto translate active? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna troubleshoot that now, but it looks funny. Operating system equals dollar under parentheses uname dash o, just capital, yeah. Echo dollar operating system is GNU slash Linux. Uname dash o is GNU slash Linux indeed. I'm wondering, this may be a satirical humor, but I'm wondering if uname dash o will soon be typing here something like systemd slash Linux. Just wondering. It is recommended to use the dollar parentheses notation under backticks when possible, especially in scripts, since it's predictable with nested substitutions. Thank you. This requires a little bit of practice. Does that exist on Debian? Core utils code library. I don't think we can get it on Debian. A 01 says it's kind of weird that they're referring to just the kernel as GNU slash Linux. I don't think so. Man, uname. So dash O is print the operating system. So it's not just the kernel. The kernel version or the kernel release would be R and V and S. R, V, and S. R, V, S. Or let's go with one by one. R, V, S, just to see, just to see what's up. So 704 Debian here, and this is just Linux. Now I was just wondering, what is the shortest way to get utils working on stream right now, except installing Arch Linux or something in the distro box. If there is time after the stream, remind me to check it out. 01 says, see, this is why I need to stop for more of these. It's good to brush up on the basics. Yeah, I mean, we are playing around here. Some things we learn, some things we know already, some things we brush up on, and there is also some playground and fooling around always. Echo dollar number or hash operating system, and the result is 9. And I already forgot what we were even doing here. The length of the variable, quantity of characters it contains is returned by prepending a hash. Okay, so the character number. And Iceblade then makes a question that doesn't make sense. Okay, yes. Okay, I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. What is really important right now is that I get a. I'm just trying to think of the word. Alexei, how do you say in English kiselo? If this word is even the same in Russian. Sour? No, that's not kiselo. I really need a translator for that. Yeah, it's sour. Good on me. Okay. What I need right now is a sandwich with sour cucumbers and some ham. Yes, that is important. I need that. It is not going to be shipped to me, but I can continue dreaming. I can recommend Crow Translate application, by the way, if you translate often. I do translate often when I am typing blog posts or longer texts. Sometimes I just get stuck, so. But I'm not sure. Let me just check it out. Crow Translate, just to see what that is. Oh, is that Katie application? Hmm. Sudo apt install Crow Translate. Where is it? Where did it go? I don't know. But it's here now. Where are the languages? Oh, Google. Auto. It's not live. Oh, auto translation. Okay. Tower. Okay. Could be let me pin it for now so that I can have it on my eyesight. It looks like good idea. Okay, thanks. Pickled cucumber. Kysely krastavci. Oh, pickles. Shit. Pickles. Not sour. But in Croatian, we say both of the words, right? So the one that means sour, and the another one that says cucumbers. So these are two completely separate words that each means what it means. We just use them both together to get the product name that in English seems to be pickles. It's in my tray. Yes, indeed. Okay, thank you. But I did pin it on the dash because the stuff that I have recently installed, I almost never go to the start menu. I just pin it down there, and it kind of is on my eyesight when I open the bottom whatever. If I don't use it for way too long, then I'm just gonna uninstall it, right? And if I start using it, then it's kind of good to have it ready for using. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, Bash also features one-dimensional array variables. Let me just check where we are because we're kind of slow today. 105.2. We are at variables, which is second, and we have arithmetic expressions after this, and conditional execution, and then we have script output. I would say that we are currently at 28% of today's lesson. Okay, Bash also features one-dimensional array variables, or so a set of related elements can be stored with a single variable name. Every element in an array has a numerical index which must be used to write and read values in the corresponding element. Different from ordinary variables, arrays must be declared with the bash built-in command declare. For example, to declare a variable named sizes as an array, declare -a, which is probably an array, sizes here. Okay, let's declare it immediately, and check out the manual page. Declare, yeah, that's a bash command. How do we? What was the command to check the bash built-in commands? Help declare. To make names indexed arrays. Help. Okay. Arrays can also be implicitly declared. There also might be a bash built-in's manual page. This is help was easier in this case. Arrays can also be implicitly declared when populated from a predefined list of items using the parentheses notation. Okay. In the example, the two large integer values were stored in the sizes array. Okay, so let's do that. I accept gifts. Gifts are good. Hvala. Спасибо. Thank you. Okay. You read that, and I'll be back in after a few bytes. After a few bytes, not kilobytes. Iceblade is on to something. I'll do that soon. It is, but not exactly toasted. More like you take the egg and you mix up the egg a little bit, so it's jumbled between the orange part and the protein part, and then you dip the normal bread, not the toast kind. Normal bread you dip into the egg, and it's now soaking in the egg, and then you put it on the pan. You put it on the pan with some oil. Scrambled eggs in the bread? No, not scrambled eggs. More like you fill the insides. You soak the bread with the contents of the egg, and you put the bread on soaked like that on the pan. Alexei says grenki. But yeah, there is salami on top. In this example, the two Grabbing a drink, no problem. Just turn up the volume. The two large integer values were stored in the sizes array. Array elements must be referenced using curly braces and square brackets. Otherwise, Bash will not change or display the element correctly. As array indexes start at 0, the content of the first element is in dollar curly braces sizes square brackets 0. The second element is the same thing but with the number 1 and so on. So let's try to read the first number like this, and this definitely works. If we change it to 1, we get the second number, and if we change it to number 2, obviously we get nothing. That's good. Unlike reading, changing an array element's content is performed without the curly braces. Example sizes 0 is a number. Okay, let's delete this, and now echo size is 0, and there we go. We have we didn't actually change it, did we? 277. Okay, now we changed it. As with the ordinary variables, the length of an element in the array is returned with the hash character, like this. Okay, so for the length of the first element in sizes array, the total number of elements in an array is returned if at or asterisk are used as the index. Like this, so we have 2 of them, and like this, once again we have 2 of them. Arrays can also be declared using the output of a command as the initial elements through command substitution. The following example shows how to create a bash array whose elements are the current system's supported file system. Let's read that one more time. The following example shows how to create a bash array whose elements are the current system's supported file systems. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the command first so that you understand the output of this command. So it's just a bunch of new lines and one string in each line. Let's do the full command, and we have now stored all of that into the fs variable. The command C, how do you read this in English? I mean, I just read it as could. Could. Remove sections from each line of files. Select only these fields. Also print any line that contains no delimiter character. Could, I'm just gonna read it as it says here, could or cut. We Croats would say cut if this would be a Croatian word. Dash F2 and put the contents of this cut. But the problem with cut is that we also have the actual cut command that is read as cut. That is cat. Oh, right. You're right. Oh, so that's the first one is cut and the second one is cat. Huh. Makes sense. But I don't know why didn't I react like a true Englishman immediately. Doesn't matter. Let's go ahead. This sheet will display all of the file systems currently supported by the running kernel as listed in the second column of the file system. So the array file system now contains one element for each supported file system. Just to prove it that this is what we claim it does, cat. I always say cat, but this is cat. Anyways, we are using the cat command to just select the second column and fill that up into the fs. I mean, you could do this in various ways. You can use sed or stuff like that, right? To isolate the second column, but apparently this was easier. Any text content can be used to initialize an array as by default any terms delimited by space tab or newline characters will become an array element. Bash treats each character of an environment variable as input field separator, as a delimiter. To change the field delimiter to newline characters only, for example, the ifs variable should be reset with command ifs equals dollar and just the newline character. Arithmetic expressions. Where are we? Oh, the third one out of 5. Okay, you're going to give me one more minute here. I apologize for this. Okay, bash provides a practical method to perform integer arithmetic operations with the built-in command expr for the expression. Two numerical variables, dollar, let's say val1 and val2, can be added together with the following command. Iceblade says the ifs kind of explains some of the earlier bit when it started new line when it was not selected if related. Not sure what you mean by that. I'm wondering what is the problem here? Maybe? Seems that you're right. Cannot add numbers if they are not present. Makes sense. The resulting value of the example will be available in the sum variable. Command expression can be replaced by dollar and some array of parentheses. So the previous example can be written as sum equals dollar and whatever you want to read this as double parentheses. Power expressions are also allowed with the double asterisk operator. So the previous array declaration sizes could be rewritten as sizes equals parentheses dollar double parentheses 1024 star asterisk asterisk 2. Okay, this is really long. What do we have here? We have, I think I read that backticks are deprecated. I don't think that backticks are deprecated. Maybe you can't use them in some more complex scenarios, but for simple shit, I don't see why would they remove them from use ever. So the previous array declaration sizes equals 2 numbers could be rewritten as sizes equals. Okay, I'm stupid. What the hell is double star asterisk? What kind of math is this? Okay. To the power of, okay. Okay, I really, the English expressions in math are quite a lot different than in Croatian. If I would say to the power of 2 in Croatian, it would be like 1020, 1024 na drugu, which would translate, if I would translate this literally to English without proper context, it would be 1024 on to the second. That's how we do that in this language. So this is a bit confusing. I didn't even realize what this means. Okay, that kind of makes sense now. Iceblade, it is what Alexei wrote here. Okay. Command substitution can also be used in an arithmetic expressions. For example, the file prots.mem info has detailed information about the system memory, including the number of free bytes in RAM. Okay, so whenever you are doing anything that requires any content from any existing file, such as this one, apparently you would want to examine it first so that you understand the structure, because if you just go around copy pasting whatever is in this PDF, we will not truly understand what exactly are we doing here, right? So definitely we need to Someone else subscribed. Okay, nice. So whatever we are doing, we need to understand the contents of the file. So we definitely have like three columns here that are showing some information and a lot of lines. Okay. So including the number of free bytes in RAM. Assume meminfo is just an array then. Meminfo is just a file. When dealing with this, it's just a file. So let's see what we're looking for. Free bytes in RAM. I suppose that's the mem free. Is it the mem free? I think we're talking about mem free. Sed goes to line 2 and replaces every non-digit symbol with nothing, effectively deleting them. Okay, so with this command, we are doing the sed. Let's see what that is. Man sed. Okay, so dash n. Okay, quiet. Suppress automatic printing of pattern space. Okay, so let's be quiet with dash n. With dash r. Did I skip it again? C dash capital E. Oh shit, okay. Use extended regular expressions in the script for portability. Use Is this two different things or the same? Use extended regular expressions in the script. So that would be dash R, but for portability is dash capital E. So these are not the same. Different options which do the same thing. Okay, and the small e, add the script to the commands to be executed. Okay, sed is really not that easy. Dash E for use in other shells. Okay. For portability. So what are we doing with the mem info here? We see it one more time. There we go. What are we doing with mem info file? We are feeding it to the sed command 2s, apparently second row, but I'm not really not sure how to decode this in an easy way, because I would probably start by creating a command by myself, but decoding someone else's command is backwards. The regular expression. Yeah, okay. So 2s, we need to understand what 2s means in the regular expression. 2 goes to the second line. Okay. S is for replacing. Not that I don't believe you, I just want to see what will it look like here. Remove every character that is not a POSIX character class digit with nothing globally on the line. Print modified pattern space. Deleting 2 before the S command is an address. Apply the following commands only to line 2. So overall, on line 2, only delete all non-digit characters and then print that line, which is exactly what Alexei said. But I don't like regular expressions. Maybe I'm gonna have to start liking them. The example shows how the command sed can be used to parse the contents of the file inside the arithmetic expression. The second line of the meminfo file contains the amount of the free memory in thousands of bytes. So the arithmetic expression multiplies it by 1000 to obtain the number of free bytes in RAM. Conditional execution. Some scripts usually are not intended to execute all the commands in the script file, but just those commands that match a predefined criteria. For example, a maintenance script may send a warning message to the administrator's email only if the execution of the command fails. Bash provides specific methods of assessing the success of command execution and general condition structures, more similar to those found in popular programming languages. By separating commands with end, oh, Iceblade, we're getting somewhere. By separating commands with end, the command to the right will be executed only if the command to the left did not encounter an error. That is, if its exit status was equal to 0. So command A end, command B end, command C. This part I remember, Iceblade says. The opposite behavior occurs if commands are separated with the pipes, which mean or. In this case, the following command will be executed only if the previous command did encounter an error. That is, if its returning status code differs from 0. One of the most important features of all programming languages is the ability to execute commands depending on previous defined conditions. The most straightforward way to conditionally execute commands is to use the bash built-in command if, which executes one or more commands only if the command given as argument returns a 0 status code. Another command, test, can be used to assess many different special criteria. So it is mostly used in conjunction with if. In the following example, the message confirmed bin bash is executable will be displayed if the file bin bash exists and it is executable. Okay, so if test dash x, so we are testing for the executable bit on this path, then we are going to echo. We can do this here. Confirmed. Bin bash is executable. Option -x makes command test return a status code 0 only if the given path is an executable file. The following example shows another way. The following example shows another way to achieve the exact same result, as the square brackets can be used as a replacement for test. Okay, so we can use the square brackets to test a condition, and then the result of the square brackets will be the exit code. The else instruction is optional to the if structure and can, if present, define a command or sequence of commands to execute if the conditional expression is false. Bash is executable, or maybe it could be non-executable, but in this case it is still executable. If structures must always end with phi, so the bash interpreter knows where the conditional commands end. Okay. Square bracket is the test command. Okay. I suppose I expressed myself in a wrong way. Script output. Even when the purpose of a script only involves file-oriented operations, it is important to display progress-related messages in the standard output, so the user is kept informed of any issues and can eventually use those messages to generate operation logs. Rootleg says, no, that is what I typed right above. Oh, the fun command. I'm copy pasting your fun command. I'm not sure what did we do. Or was it supposed to be like this? No, it wasn't. What are we doing here? With the square bracket. What is it testing? Oh, it just showed that the square bracket is an actual command. Okay. Oops. Okay. The bash built-in command echo is commonly used to display simple strings of text, but it also provides some extended features. With option -e, command echo is able to display special characters using escaped sequences. A backslash sequence designated a special character. For example, where is the echo command. Okay, and echo-e operating system is, I don't remember what the \t is. It's the tab. It's the tab. Okay. 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 I actually read that in a in the book for the C programming language. I just forgot. The tab. Yes, they have lots in common. Okay, get the operating system's generic name, uname -o. As previously, Iceblade says O would echo strip white spaces there otherwise. It's not about stripping, it's actually about adding the tab in this case, because the output of the uname -o command is just GNU/Linux. There is nothing else. And we are basically echoing operating system is, and then we are echoing a tab, and then the result of the OS variable. So, well, I can just read what Alexei said. It wouldn't interpret this as the tab character if you didn't instruct it to use the special characters. I could put my camera here maybe, so you can see the bottom line better. Anyways, I missed this line here, but it doesn't really matter. Actually, it matters because it's about alignment. Yeah. It's about alignment. Okay. So test 2. Now you can't see it. Okay. The thing is here is that we are going to echo 2 of the commands, but we want to make it neatly arranged vertically into 2 columns, and that's why we are using the tab here and the tab here. Okay, so once again, when we do this, yeah, it's pretty readable. So operating system is GNU/Linux, unallocated RAM is 500 megabytes. So that's where the tab came handy, because we wanted the result output to be neatly arranged visually, vertically, right? I think that was the whole point. The new line character can be used to separate the output lines, so the exact same output is obtained by combining the 2 echo commands into only one. So you can put everything into one line and just use the /n in the middle. But this kind of makes it messy. I mean, when you are entering a single bash command, then it's usually easier to deal with one long command than maybe with PS2, but it depends on what you are trying to do, because sometimes you will go back and maybe delete something. So one-liner maybe, but when scripting, usually keep it simple and stupid. Go to another line, do it in the second line, make it more readable. This is just, I would say, stupid, but it is a legit example. Although fit to display most text messages, command echo may not be well suited to display more specific text patterns. Bash built-in command printf gives more control over how to display the variables. Command printf uses the first argument as the format of the output, where placeholders will be replaced by the following arguments in the order they appear in the command line. For example, the message of the previous example could be generated with the following printf command. Okay, so the printf operating system tab $%s. Then we are going to the new line, unallocated RAM, tab dash percentage D, and then megabytes, and then again a new line. And then we have the dollar operating system, the variable, and then we are doing the what was called the double parentheses. I forgot the name of this expression, expr command. So this is the replacement for the expr command for the expression. So we are dividing the contents of the free with 1024 on the power of the second. So it is an expression that will get calculated and then returned into the rest of the command. The D and the S, that's actually the same as in C programming language, isn't it? I just forgot. The D is like the type of the variable, isn't it? The type of the variable. So D is I forgot which one is D and which one is S. But these are variable types, like integers and Rutlag says D is for integer, S is for character. But it is the same in C, correct? Icebed is teaching me that in English you can say squared and cubed. Okay. Okay. The placeholder or the percentage S is intended for text content. It will be replaced by the $OS variable, and the percentage D placeholder is intended to integer numbers. It will be replaced by the resulting number of 3 megabytes in RAM. Printf does not append a new line character at the end of the text like echo. So the new line character \n should or must be placed at the end of the pattern if needed. The entire pattern should be interpreted as a single argument, so it must be enclosed in quotes. The format of placeholder substitution performed by printf can be customized using the same format used by the printf function from the C programming language. The full reference for the A printf function can be found in its manual page accessed with the command man3 printf. This I actually use when learning programming. It's quite handy because it 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 kind of grounds you to, at least I like it, because when learning like really basics, I need to be able to get the explanation for what I'm trying to accomplish from within my programming environment, so to speak, because not always I have the access to a web browser and examples on whatever website deals with programming examples, right? So man page is quite nice. Install locals. Oh, local is already the latest version. How can I help you, sir? How can I help you, sir, today? How can I help you? It is selected. English, UTF-8. Maybe we can add some Croatian as well. Okay. Hmm. Okay, but we got rid of the error message. With print, the variables are placed outside the text pattern, which makes it possible to store the text pattern in a separate variable. Message equals operating system. Copy that here. Was that supposed to be a content of the script? Message equals operating system tab string new line unallocated RAM tab integer megabytes, and then it's supposed to be a one line. Or maybe not. Control K to delete from cursor to the end of the, okay. Okay. Nice. If I do print the message operating, maybe I don't have the operating system. Something is missing here. Echo $OS. Oh, it's empty. 3 is empty as well. I'm just filling it up, like whatever. Okay, just wanted to see a result. Operating system GNU/Linux unallocated RAM 0 megabytes. Oh, because the number was actually quite a lot larger. Oops. Now it's 4 megabytes. Good. Because of the conversion of the number. This method is particularly useful to display distinct output formats depending on the user's requirements. It makes it easier, for example, to write a script that uses a distinct text pattern if the user requires a comma-separated values list rather than a default output message. And a big empty page, you know what that means. Yes. It's tablet time. Ice blade time. Okay. Where is the... Actually, there won't be any need for the tablet. I can already see. There's no drawing here. Guided exercises. The -s option for the read command is useful for entering passwords, as it will not show the content being typed on the screen. Let's give it a try. Read dash s. There we go. How could the read command be used to store the user's input in the variable password while hiding the typed content? This is actually really easy. I don't think they are asking for P. Oh, it's so easy that Iceblade didn't even understand it, because Iceblade has been expecting a much more complicated question, so he wouldn't anticipate the question being that easy. Yeah. Let me go here. Sorry. Where is the... How do I go back to select? Oh, there we go. For Iceblade, the -s option for the read command is useful for entering passwords, as the -s will not show the content being typed on the screen. So what the user is typing into the read command will not be visible on screen, but it will enter the variable. The question is, how could the read command be used to store the user's input in the variable password while hiding the typed content? So clearly the typed content is being hid by -s. Iceblade is saying read -s hidden password. Well, no, because the read command is expecting the user's input. It's not supposed to have the password immediately. The read command will stop and wait for the end user to type something. And then the typed content will enter the variable. Then we need -p. I don't think so. But you're the second person who thinks that we may be needing to use p. Golga Katani says password equals $read-s. I believe that what Golga Katani wrote is accurate, but I also believe that there is an easier method. And the easier method is what I'm typing into my shell right now. Read-s password. And that's all. Okay. So read-s password. And if I do echo $password, you can see that my password is Iceblade. That's why I said it's very easy. One more time, the question, because of the last line of Alexei. How could the read command be used to store the user's input in the variable password while hiding the content? So we're done. Read-s password. That's it. You don't think read prints what it read? No, but the shell outputs my letters on the screen. And that's not very convenient but for password entry. Anyways, the only purpose of the command who am I is to display the username of the user who called it. So it is mostly used inside scripts to identify the user who is running it. Inside a bash script, how could the output of the who am I command be stored in the variable named who? Golga Katani with one solution, avoiding backticks, I see. I would go with backticks. Iceblade, I don't think that will work. But also what Golga Katani wrote doesn't quite work. I mean, I would use backticks. I don't know why are you avoiding those. What? The copy paste. Okay, okay. Let's go again. Equals dollar who am I? Okay, so that does work. echo dollar. Ooh, good. Let's go with U2 for Iceblade version, which really shouldn't be working if you ask me, but who knows. Yeah, that doesn't work. And my version was with backticks, and that one works as well. Yeah, okay. That's about it. 2 equals. There we go. I guess it's some kind of Unicode character. Yeah, it's something during the copy paste has glitched. What bash operator should be between the commands apt get dist upgrade and system control reboot if the root user wants to execute the reboot command only if apt-get dist upgrade has finished successfully. Well, Golga Katani is wrong. And Iceblade is correct. I don't even have to try it. Ah, well, let's just type the result. Save. Let's go and type sudo. Okay. There we go. Now, apt get. What was it? Apt get dist upgrade will do nothing because I didn't do the update command, but doesn't matter. Let's go with the command that will not work, what Golga Katani wrote, and then system control reboot. Okay. There we go. So the system didn't reboot because the dist upgrade command has successfully completed. Okay. And we want to reboot with the end command here, right? And there we go. The server went away. We don't have access anymore. Bet an error happens just because would have been funny. I don't know. It is rebooted at this point in time. I am aware that there are some explorational exercises, but there is only 3 of them, and it's, as far as I see, they are also easy. But 2 things about explorational exercises. The one more important to me is feeding content to my new forum, and I do apologize for crippling the live stream by doing that. But also, explorational exercises make you do a little bit of research. So I think the combination of these 2 is actually quite good. And I'm gonna paste them onto the forum in 15 minutes or something. And then I can check out what the people are saying about the moving the live stream to Saturday. Actually, maybe you can tell me right now. I don't know. Rootlock says surprisingly short and easy exercises for such a topic. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a fan of 5-hour lessons. It's doable, but it's harder, so much better to quit after 3 hours. Iceblade doesn't like the change for moving the explorational exercises to the forum. Let's try to talk openly. I really this is not about explorational exercises. This is about forum. I really need to find a way to get the snowball rolling down the mountain. If you understand me. Oh, this the Saturday thing. You don't like the Saturday thing. I mean, personally, I'm fine with both Saturday and Sunday, except for the reasoning which we are even talking about it right now, and that is Alexei's proposal that we can stay up a little bit longer and that our tomorrow's work doesn't suffer by not sleeping enough. But if we can make the lessons not last 5 hours, I think we should be good with Sundays as well. I mean, what happened to me this evening? It was probably not eating enough or something along those lines. So that can happen both on Saturday and Sunday. It's not that Saturday would make me feel better if I would do all the same steps on Saturday that have been leading up to this live stream today. The only thing that Saturday can help me so that we can do the 5-hour streams and not suffer in the morning. But I would rather not do the 5-hour streams if that's not completely necessary. But then again, I want to do the complete lessons. So what I could do is try not to talk bullshit in the beginning of the lesson next time, as I did today, or maybe the last time, and maybe move the shit talking to the end of the lesson if there is enough time for that. Rootlex is 2 hours UTC plus. What is the time right now? Is it 10:30 or 11:30? $10:30. Yeah, okay. So 1 hour more than I have. Okay. Yeah. In my opinion, if we are done by the time when Alexei has 11 o'clock, we should be good. You don't have summertime. Yeah, we have a shitty clock moving. Stupid thing. I wish they would kill that shit. On the winter we are actually 2 hours difference then, because on the winter we go backwards. Yeah, okay. Mm. Okay, so it's not such a bad thing that I didn't start these lessons this year in January as I was initially planning. In winter, we are on real time, yeah. Let me try something quickly. Oh, that's Claude. Why is it Claude here? It wasn't supposed to be Claude. It was supposed to be the Matrix thing. Anyways, before the stream, I told Claude to make me a CLI based Matrix application, and it took Claude 3 to 5 minutes to make it, and it was done. It's basic, but it works. Mm. Kind of funny. I mean, the AI thing, it can do quite a lot already. And I didn't even enter much input parameters, to be honest. You still don't remember what it was? We could end the stream. It's a fairly good time to go prepare for the sleeping, I would say. I can already see that everyone is sleeping in chat, so just to reply to the question. Okay. When will gaming streams return? On Saturday? The problem with gaming streams, and that doesn't mean that they're not returning. The problem is that I kind of how do I put it? I feel a little bit. I feel a little bit. This depends on the game, to be honest. But there are some games, some types of games, which make me somewhat uneasy to be constrained into the format of the live stream in multiple ways. One of the ways is if I would live stream a video game like every Saturday, that actually is written on my. Actually, it's not written anymore. But before, I wrote on my YouTube page that I live stream video games every Saturday. It doesn't say that anymore. If I really like the game, it's kind of sucky that I have to wait for another week so I can continue playing where I left off. It depends on the type of the game. But then again, there is other kind of schedule that bothers me, and that one is sometimes I just want to stop playing and continue a little bit later. The Steam Deck and Steam console, Steam machine are literally perfect for that, especially those little games. I just feel like having a break, and I just press the power button on the Steam Deck and literally just throw it aside and continue in half an hour, in 5 minutes, in 2 days, whatever. Live streams make me live stream a piece, of the game, as I did with Alien Isolation and a couple of more games. So maybe I should be playing some games in between just for my own soul exclusively, while for the live stream I should pick some more live streamable games that will not bother me too much in terms of the streaming format timing thing. So let me just remind myself quickly. Big. It. Okay. Let's go ahead and check out. The title says that we are playing Planet of Lana right now, so that counts, I guess. Maybe. What was that horror game that is older? You recommended it, Alexei. It wasn't Soma, it was Amnesia. Amnesia. Yes, okay. I think we could play. Have you checked out Martha is Dead, maybe? This is just the trailer. I hope YouTube will not demonetize me for this. I don't know why Alan Wake 2. This is like really indie, but I have heard a lot of good stuff about this game, so I bought it and kind of didn't play it. Really good musical score, and apparently it was so gruesome at some particular scenes that Sony required the developer to remove a couple of scenes from the game if they wish this game to be published on PlayStation. So every other platform you can get the entire game, except on PlayStation some scenes are missing. So that is telling a little bit. So, okay. Anyways, the reason why I showed you this game is because I really want to play this game eventually. So, proposal for the game stream. Amnesia, Martha is Dead. Mind you, Martha is Dead is like a narrative game. So, it's kind of, you have to do the thing. I don't know what Amnesia is in terms of what kind of game. But from what I played on live stream, just a little bit, it seemed a bit sandboxy. I mean, the physics was quite real in Amnesia, while Martha is Dead is, yeah, more like Alan Wake in terms of physics. But both probably very good in their own ways. So I really want to play these two and on stream. Soma, I don't know. Let's have that for later. Warframe is not very good for the stream, at least not in my hands. Why is that installed? I don't know. Monkey Island. Okay, now this is a thing. I'm not sure how much you guys would be into this. I don't think you would be. But I played Monkey Island games, every one except for the last one that came out recently. And I wanted to play the entire lineup of all the Monkey Island games and the last one, like a series of games. I don't know if that would be interesting for a live stream. You know, maybe people could participate in puzzle solving. I think that's kind of cool, depending on if you like point and click puzzles. But that would be one of my wishes to do on stream if there would be enough interested people. Because if I would be playing that solo on stream, that would be even worse than playing solo off stream. You don't remember much, but do you remember liking it or hating it? Because if you remember liking it, then you may be feeling okay telling me what to do in the game, you know, like multi-core thinking, you know. The Long Dark, I have played a couple of minutes on stream and I have paid for the story episodes after that. So now I have stories paid, and that actually could be solid streaming material. Velvidek maybe, but maybe I'm just gonna play that solo. That's for my own soul. Went to Moctopath Traveler. Cryptorium. Yeah, I also didn't know English very well when I was playing the Monkey Island games on my Amiga computer, but I think I played it with a friend. I do remember finishing both of the games. But two brains. The Long Dark is not really streamable, not much is happening, it's more about the atmosphere and decisions which may be not interesting to people who are not playing. Also the story is not that good. Okay, then that remains for my own soul. There are some games here which I have no clue why I have installed them. Those don't matter. Let's pick Martha is Dead or Amnesia for the next game stream, depending on which one is shorter. How long to beat Martha is Dead? is dead. 7 hours. Okay, so that's like 12 hours for me. The long... No, check it. What was the other one? Amnesia, okay. Oh, it's the same, 8 hours. Okay, then you guys decide. Marta is dead first or Amnesia first? I'm really... 8 hours is a lie. I think Marta is dead is not a lie because the game is fairly linear and I don't think there is too much room for the number to be a lie. But the way I play video games, usually you have to multiply with 1.5 to get my time because I'm lower than the average how long to beat player. You get to choose to wander around clueless. Okay. Okay, then it's chosen. Let's do Marta is dead. If I remember, I can do fairly okay, like 3-hour streams. So that should be like 4 streams until I finish the game. Okay. Let's give it a try on Saturday. What did you say about Forza Iceblade? Forza works. You thought it had Microsoft login that I played Forza Horizon 6 before it was released because they gave us like 3 days of early access if you paid for the premium edition. And already login worked perfectly fine. That there wasn't any issues with that. The issues were generally with Proton and the game crashing, and I had to... well, I changed a couple of commands. But in the end, I had to use the CacheOS Proton and the descriptor keep thing, which is apparently not supported on Nvidia, but it makes the game not crash. So, have you played Detroit? I tried Detroit on PlayStation once a long time ago, and it felt uber boring. Precisely because it's a visual novel. I think I paid for it on PC after that. Is it installed right now? Yeah, I paid for it, yeah. Not enough space. Whatever. You think that would be good for a stream? A visual novel? Depends on how you like it and how immersed you will be in the story. Well, I like cyberpunk atmosphere, androids, stuff like that. But it depends how good the story is. Um, I don't know what to say. I played the game just a little bit. Like I was walking around some kind of apartment, house, or whatever, and then I was on the roof. And I'm not spoiling anything to anyone, but on the roof, androids, plural, have decided something on their own, and I was watching something like a cutscene. It really felt like poorly executed movie. That's why I said a visual novel. There isn't too much to play in that game. Maybe the story later on is good enough to interest me into wanting to find out what happens later on. That would be good, because gameplay wise it's zero. Time responses, yeah, but that's not gameplay. That's just a novel. It can go in different directions and have wildly different endings, but yeah, it's mostly by decision making. Scores are quite high. I remember seeing some kind of a graph that showed something like from left to right towards the ending, it would branch out into, I don't know where I saw that. Was it in a game advertisement or a game manual or on social media? But someone somewhere showed me the branching of the story. Some people don't like movie games, so it depends. I'm not against movie games. I was even thinking about playing a FMV game. I bought one. It's called Clouds. I saw black clouds. Let's not install it now, but I was thinking about playing this as well. This is literally a type of a game that you can play with a TV remote.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Oh shit. You don't see it.
What has scared you recently?
Yeah,
I saw a ghost. Do you believe in ghosts?
This is FMV game. Yes, no. TV remote.
Our friend recently passed away, and we felt that it might have something to do with what happened to your daughter.
Look, I don't see why I need to talk about this.
Yes, I was at the clinic when your friend was there.
Anyways,
But purely in
it's
an
a movie.
advisory capacity, I
With
couldn't comment on her treatment.
branching something. This is way too simple, yeah. But I wanted to try this. So it is decided. Martha is dead. What is VN? That part I missed. Visual novels. Okay. I mean, I remember in Detroit there is some walking around with this joystick, right? So it's not just answering. It's not just decision making explicitly. You do get to walk around a little bit, but it's not that deep. This arcadey gameplay part is it's not that deep. So I don't know. I did hear good things about it, and I did pay my money to get the game. So I already decided that I will play it at some point. It's just that I have a tendency of buying a game a lot before I actually play it. Because Marta is Dead, I believe I bought it very soon after release. And it was released 3 years ago. Okay. When you feel like it, yeah. I am ready to start my recharge cycle, or how 7 of 9 would say, I am ready to plug into my alcove. Golga Katani, thank you very much for being here with us. GG Rootlux, GG Iceblade, and